along with Jamie, when Jamie was 14 years old. Jamie's a very beautiful girl, as you can see. And the boys were knocking on the door, and my husband and I were afraid. So what's going to happen when they knock on the door and she goes out with them? We want her to learn some self-defense. So we found a school, we took her there, we watched, we were very comfortable with the instructor and what was going on there, so we said, Jamie, would you like to take this Taekwondo training? And she said, I will if you will, Mom. Well, I was 44 years old then, and I really couldn't picture myself doing Taekwondo, martial arts. But what could I do? If I wanted her to do it, so I said okay. So that was in 1990, and we began our training then. But then it was a little bit before that the story begins. It was a cold and snowy February 12th, 1987. I was working as an operations manager for an airline catering company, and I came home from a long day, a long, very stressful day at work. And I found my husband of 21 years who was home in bed. Now, I thought it was really strange that he was in bed at that time of the day, taking a nap, but I was wrong. He wasn't sleeping, he was dying. He was in the midst of a massive heart attack. The ambulance got him there in time to take him to the hospital and put him on a giant machine about as big as this stage to pump the blood for him, the blood that his heart could no longer pump. So began a long wait. They called that machine a bridge to transplant. And yes, my husband survived. He got a heart transplant. 4 days later, through a miracle, he got a heart transplant, a new heart, donated to him by a man who died of a brain aneurysm. So began a 9-year roller coaster ride of ups and downs. He had many illnesses. As you may know, when you have a transplant, your immune system is suppressed. So you're very susceptible to infection. He had meningitis, he had endocarditis, so we were in and out of the hospital. But we had a wonderful life together those 9 years because our life was made more precious just by the fragility of it, to know that any day might be the last day together. We loved like never before. And we laughed, we cried, it was amazing. But then it was another cold February day in 1996. That was the day my husband died. He had been in the hospital for 53 days, and I had been with him every day so that he wouldn't be alone. I did everything that I could. I tried to watch over him. I tried to be his guardian. But in the end, it was an infection that killed him. When it was over, when I held his hand, when I took him off the ventilator, and when he died, I was devastated. I was depressed.